Well, and a very good afternoon and welcome to KTN Business. Today is just a few minutes past the top of the hour and we have interesting discussions coming up for you this afternoon. We'll be speaking to Dr. Moses Ikiara, who is the CEO of the Kenya Investment Authority, who will be joining us from our city center studios just to bring us up to speed on some of the key developments after Kenya hosted Ticket 6. We'll be speaking about the MOUs that were signed and what this means for Kenya, and he will be on standby. He is at our city center studios and we'll be speaking to him shortly. Also, we'll be taking a look as well as where next after Ticket, and that interview we shall also be premising it on our Twitter poll question for today, where we are asking you, where out of MOUs signed at the Ticket 6 summit, what will be of most interest to you and do you feel the local businesses will benefit? We're asking you, out of MOUs signed at the Ticket 6 summit, what will be of most interest to you and do you feel the local businesses will benefit in the forms of agriculture, oil and gas, investment promotion, education? Feel free to send us in your feedback on our Twitter poll question using our Twitter handle at KTN News, or you can use my Twitter handle at Agina Abi. Welcome to the program. My name is Abi Agina. And parts of northern Kenya are set to benefit from a World Bank funded social development initiative that will see the construction of immense infrastructure projects as well as installation of various amenities and utilities. Signed on the sidelines of the just concluded Ticket 6, the Northern East Africa Kenya Development Initiative promises a major improvement in quality of life for people in the region over the next 2 years.
With the dust yet to settle following the three-day Tokyo International Conference on African Development TICAD 6, the push for peace and security to spur investments was one of the talking points.
We have many tools to decrease the risk, and we are committed to doing everything we can to decrease the risk. Because for us, if we invest $1 in decreasing the risk and $10 comes in from the private sector, it's so much better than getting only the infrastructure you can get for $1. That's really one of the very strong messages. We can build the infrastructure that Africa deserves, but only if we can pull the private sector in.
To help tackle the refugee crisis facing sub-Saharan Africa, World Bank has so far committed 111 billion shillings to economically upgrade the region through the Northeastern Development Initiative.
Many Japanese investors have been thinking there's too much risk in Africa. I think we were able to show that, yes, there are risks, but there are just many, many more opportunities.
The fund will cover critical investments in energy, water and sanitation, agriculture and roads from Isiolo to Mandera. The project is set for board approval in 2017 and 2018. The counties set to benefit are Garissa, Isiolo, Mandera, Lamu, Wajir, Marsabit, Tana River, Turkana, Samburu and West Pokot. World Bank's current portfolio in Kenya is estimated at 550 billion shillings in size, and in the last 2 years, World Bank has committed almost 202 billion shillings of International Development Association resources.
At the border, both in Somalia and in Kenya, what we're trying to do is to say, how can we build the economy there so that it actually supports their livelihoods? If you have a growing economy that's creating jobs, then conflict, we think, will become less likely.
The current global refugee situation is marked by 65 million displaced people. The situation in Kenya remains fluid, even as the first batch of 1,100 of refugees to be repatriated back to Somalia kicked off in earnest today. The World Bank, however, has invested heavily in the North and Northeastern region, thereby creating opportunities for the more marginalized regions to develop in line with the rest of the country.
Well, still keeping it with matters ticket actually, let's revisit our Twitter poll question for today. And we are asking you, out of the MOUs signed at the Ticket 6 Summit, what will be of most interest to you, and do you feel the local businesses will benefit? And you can look at some of the areas we are featuring there. Will agriculture benefit, oil and gas, investment promotion, health or education? Feel free to send us your feedback using our Twitter poll, actually our Twitter handles at KT News, or you can tweet me at Agina Abi as we carry on with this special coverage of the TICAD, actually the post-TICAD conference. And one of the key forums at the TICAD 6 Summit was the Japan-Africa Business High-Level Meeting attended by various heads of state. At this meeting, regional leaders committed to working closely with the Japanese government on condition that the trade is mutually beneficial to both partners. The call for industrialization also dominated the talks, with President Kenyatta reiterating that Africa wants investments and not aid.
The partnerships and business networks that you have created have the potential to transform your businesses, your organizations, but more importantly, to transform the African continent. The government of Kenya is focused on shifting our economy from the production and export of raw materials to the production of high-quality manufactured goods. We therefore welcome the thematic thrust of the TICAD 6 conference, with emphasis on industrialization and diversification as the top priority areas for the next 3 years. We are here today to underscore our faith in entrepreneurship as the key driver of economic growth, social economic transformation, job creation, and social inclusion. I am also equally excited at the prospect of witnessing these MOUs that have emerged from TICAD 6. I urge you not to lose any opportunity to explore partnerships that can contribute to our efforts to transform our economic productivity by reaching at least 50% of GDP as a share of the manufacturing sector. The government of Kenya is ready and willing to support partnerships that will ensure that our youth not only get quality jobs, but our farmers can earn more from their sweat, and at least 90% of their agricultural exports can be processed locally. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenya's water bodies also present many profitable investment opportunities for private sector participation. We encourage partnerships to develop this sector. The Japan-Africa Business Forum is a very timely platform to support ongoing efforts to transform our economy, and we urge you to use Japan's valuable experience and technical know-how to build an African private sector that is not only more dynamic, but also effectively integrated into the global market.
TICAD is a responsible forum. It is vital, therefore, to steadfastly put into action the implementation plan. The plan shall be our guidance as both the public and private sectors in Japan will vigorously proceed forward in our cooperation with Africa. As for the total of $30 billion of commitment from public and private sectors combined, which I have already announced, will be definitely mobilized and disbursed in close cooperation with broad-based stakeholders.